Well, we were talking there about girls and women's rights, and this is another story closer to home on that subject. Scotland today becomes the first country in the world to protect the right to free period products in public spaces for girls and women.
Yeah, the Period Products Act means councils and education providers in Scotland are now legally required to ensure free sanitary products are available to anybody who needs them.
Yes, well, Labour MSP Monica Lennon campaigned for the legislation, which was unanimously backed in the Scottish Parliament in 2020, and she joins us now. Good morning, great to have you on the show for the first time, Monica. So just give us the rationale, I suppose, behind this, because it will be a kind of alien concept, you know, free period products. This is not something we've had in the UK before. So tell us how you managed to sell this idea.
Thank you. Well, I started researching this back in 2016 when I was first elected to the Scottish Parliament, looking at both the affordability and the accessibility of period products. And at that time, the Scottish Government wasn't doing any work on this. But by speaking to teachers, young people, looking at the experience of girls in particular, we found sadly that far too many were missing out on their education in the UK, in Scotland, because they didn't have access to pads and tampons when they needed them. And partly it was about education and stigma as well. We found that people were going to food banks but couldn't get period products because they weren't being donated. So there was a need, but there was a wider issue about just convenience, having access to products when you need them. So if you're in the workplace and you are someone who menstruates and your period comes on suddenly, you don't always have a spare pad in your back pocket. And when people, women and girls saying that they didn't have the right coins, the machine wasn't working, so many practical issues. So a lot of it was about affordability, but then it became more about everyday access. And most people said they would continue to buy the products, their preferred brands at the supermarket and so on, but just having that safety net in the workplace, in college, at school, that's made a big difference already. And today the legislation comes into force, but we've been doing the work in Scotland over the past few years.